Microsoft's own emails may be back to bite them in their continuing efforts to acquire Activision Blizzard. The crazy sales numbers for Tears of the Kingdom prove physical media isn't dead. There's a lot to get into and there is no time to waste. I'm Tom Jorgensen, and this is the Daily Fix. The ongoing antitrust trial involving Microsoft and Sony is the gift that keeps on giving, at least for all of us that get to roast hot dogs over this bonfire of insanity. A recently surfaced Microsoft email from 2019 shows the company believed they could, quote, spend Sony out of business. The email from Xbox Studios head Matt Booty to Xbox Chief Financial Officer Tim Stewart admitted Microsoft was in a, quote, very unique position to outspend their PlayStation competitor. Booty went on to write that in 10 years, Microsoft would look back and say it would have been worth it to spend $2 or $3 billion to stay ahead of Sony. The email is a peek behind closed doors at the massive publisher's business practices and the challenges it faces in the market. Booty also took shots at Google and Amazon, saying, quote, Amazon has shown no ability to execute on game content. Valid point. Google, on the other hand, is several years away from having a working game studio, according to Booty's observations. It is several years on from that email, and he is 2 for 2. Give him credit there. That email also shows that strong gaming content is something Booty believes sets Xbox apart, writing, quote, content is the one moat that we have, likely referring to Xbox's Game Pass service. The email subject line was GPARPU, presumably standing for Game Pass Average Revenue Per Unit. So why is this one email potentially so important? The FTC's lawsuit alleges that Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard is anti-consumer choice. According to Lee Hepner, legal counsel at the anti-monopoly advocacy group American Liberties Project, Booty's terminology is monopolistic. Hepner said in a previous interview with IGN, quote, they want to build a moat around their console, which is antitrust slang for boxing out competitors. This is essentially the bulk of the FTC's case in one email. If the acquisition were to go through, Activision Blizzard content could presumably make its way to Game Pass, just like games from Bethesda, which Microsoft acquired in 2021. With only a few exceptions, all recent Bethesda games have been Xbox exclusive and available at no extra charge on Game Pass. The trial is set to continue through Thursday this week, and the judge is expected to make a decision in the next 2 weeks. Switching over to Nintendo news, and brace yourself because this one is a shock. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sold a ton of copies, and not just digital downloads, real cartridges that you can hold in your hands and fuse to sticks to hit monsters with. According to Circana, formerly NPD, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom moved enough physical copies in May to make it the second best-selling game of the year, behind Hogwarts Legacy. In the same period, Zelda sold more than Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, MLB The Show 23, and literally every other game released so far this year. Pick one. It sold more than that. Nintendo already started patting themselves on the back not too long after the game was released, announcing they've sold 10 million copies in the first 3 days. The company also hasn't reported sales figures for the digital copies of the game, so the actual numbers are probably way higher, like as high as those islands in Tears of the Kingdom. Currently, the top 5 best-selling games of the year are Hogwarts Legacy, Zelda, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Resident Evil 4. Speaking of Nintendo, sounds like gamers should have a pretty easy time moving their saves and digital content to the Switch's successor. During an investor Q&A, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa said, quote, as for the transition from Nintendo Switch to the next generation machine, we want to do as much as possible in order to smoothly transition our customers while utilizing the Nintendo account. According to the translation by Genki on Twitter, there are 290 million Nintendo accounts across mobile and console, so it's good to know they aren't planning to create an entirely new online infrastructure. And it probably couldn't hurt to streamline the one you've already got to Nintendo just while you're at it. I am done with friend codes. QR codes exist, never make me type those numbers again. Also, just the fact that Nintendo's acknowledging their next system feels like news could be right around the corner. But for the love of God, I will wait another 6 years if it means Hall effect joysticks in the Joy-Con. I can't do stick drift anymore either. Stick drift friend codes, leave it in the past. And call it the Super Switch while you're at it, it just sounds great. Hey, Microsoft and Nintendo have gotten a lot of attention today, so let's end on some Sony news. It seems like the price, or the price range, of Sony's Project Q has been leaked by Microsoft. Oh my God, they're back at it again with their messy drama. According to Axios, a document revealed as part of that tricksy ongoing Microsoft antitrust trial may have given away the price for that weird Sony handheld. and it looks like it will cost under $300, so probably $299.99. Project Q was unveiled at Sony's PlayStation Showcase in May, and it's a streaming device that lets you take your gaming on the go to the bathroom or the kitchen or the living room. It's reliant on Wi-Fi. Your dreams of playing Spider-Man 2 on your commute are going nowhere until Sony ports it to the PC and by extension the Steam Deck. The entry-level Steam Deck, by the way, costs only $50 more than that $300 price range the Q will sit in. Until we see more from Project Q, I think duct taping a Steam Deck to the PS5 controller is probably the way to go. And that is your daily fix for Tuesday, June 27th. What do you think about the Microsoft antitrust trial so far? Are you sick of hearing about it, or do you too enjoy insanely large companies airing their dirty laundry in public? Let us know in the comments, and if you're looking for something else to watch, don't miss our previews for Payday 3 and Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. I'm Tom Jorgensen, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.